Welcome to Monday. The new world is here. Master Naima, and I'm here to talk about how, and that the soil is fertile for you to bring forth your signature message, your signature method to serve your precise people. So the world is on fire. And I am so elated. Are you? How are you feeling about it? What do you know? I am thrilled that I'm alive now versus being one of the ones, because there are people who have put in work before us and are not alive today to see the opening of the world today. How are you feeling? The world is arrested. Like, we're all looking at the same things, right? We're looking at the Italians playing music on their balconies. We're looking at that man in the White House avoid and lie, and right. We're looking at scrolling Facebook to see that some people are like panicking and like, how long is this gonna last? And my kids and things are closed and we had to cancel this and what's next? And then you got the camp over here that's like, wow, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. And before I go into the how today, I want to remind you and inspire you. First of all, remember, this too shall pass. Doesn't it always? Remember 9/11? Remember the 2008? This too shall pass. Yes, it could hurt now. Yes, it could, fill in the blank with however it is that you're feeling. This is me just acknowledging the innumerable feelings that I know people are having worldwide. I personally have zero fear, concern, any of that panicky type, tone that is out there. And to also remind you that some of the greatest movements in the world, some of the organizations now that we respect, that are winning, that are having an impact in the world, started when things did not look good. And I'll move on now. We are so privileged and blessed to be alive now. The world is listening like never before. The people who you are specifically meant to serve are listening like never before, even if it's been by force. They are paying attention like never before. Their minds are being opened up like never before. Everybody is at attention. Everybody. You see it. The things that your people were not able to hear, not willing to hear from you even a week ago, they are willing to hear from you today. They will hear you differently. Now let's talk about you as a master. I'll speak for myself because I know I'm speaking for myself. In many ways, I'm speaking to your experience as a master because only masters can reach masters. Remember that. Much of the work that we have been doing in these years, right? In these recent years, I'll say the last decade, has been in service on some level. And yet, the atmosphere, right? The invisible atmosphere that influences things, the multiple dimensions, people's consciousness, and even within ourselves, like that resistance within ourselves, kind of like pushing up against forces within ourselves and sort of saying the thing, but not really saying the thing. The sort of dance that many of us have done over the last several years, and one foot in and one foot out. The not fully being in full power, the not fully being in clear voice and allowing ourselves to even inhabit our own bodies fully and being in full authority over our brains, where we govern our brains and our brains don't govern us, where we can show up optimistically because we are inhabited in our bodies and can move and be influenced by the higher benevolent forces and really embodying the masters that we are. A lot of that has been much more difficult up until now. Up until now. Up until now. This is how lucky we are to be alive now. The entire world is arrested. Your people will listen to you and hear you like never before. The ether here has bent now, literally bent, and the world has been opened. There's such spaciousness now for you to now come out with a clear, refined, powerful signature voice. There has been no other time in history than now for you to come out with it without fear. Just the exact thing. Even if nobody's ever said it, even if it sounds like far out, we are living in a far out time. What you could say couldn't even, you would be in good company to come out with something that even just a week ago felt far out. That's kind of out there. She's doing too much. He's saying too much. He is off of his rocker. Like people could be and would be saying that a month ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Today, your people will listen to anything and everything you have to say. And this is what was needed all along, for people to open up, to be available for the fresh, new consciousness that has always been here, but they have been unwilling to allow it in, unwilling to listen, unwilling to allow their mortal, petty, human self, to be penetrated and to wake up to the profundity of the consciousness that's available for us, where we can now be full human beings, say things from power and love and truth, connect and do the exact things that we are meant to do. So how? Now let me go into the how. Now with this space, now I just created the perspective and the awareness of where we are now. Now that it's spacious, now that your people, even you, are listening like never before, how do you then bring yourself, organize yourself, then bring yourself out to stand erect, eye to eye, heart to heart, and say the exact thing, the message that you've had all along? You're not making anything up. You've had this message all along, right? Your signature method for manifestation, for healing, for parenting, for executive leadership, for motherhood, for relationships, for, fill in the blank. What's your message? What's your method, your signature thing? How do you come forth now and bring that? First of all, you come into the perspective and awareness, as I've just shared with you, that truly now is the time, that the fear that you may have even had a week ago is irrelevant now. It is so irrelevant, like nobody even cares. You don't even care. How? Knowing that the times are ripe, okay? For you to, the soil is fertile for you to come out. How lucky we are to be alive now. There are people who are going to be born a decade from now. That's a different time. There are people who died 3 weeks ago. They're not alive to be a part of this. You and I are. How lucky. So number one is the awareness and perspective that I just shared. Number two, you got to get around masters. You got to get around masters. Master Tribe on Facebook is the place to be. Master Tribe on Facebook. I'm going to be going live in there every weekday. I started today. I'm going to be in there every weekday until April 13th, at least. Okay? So I'm going to be more and more bringing forth the how, creating the conditions, bringing the electricity, the power that only I can bring inside of Master Tribe. So go search for Master Tribe. And then what I'll do when I'm done here, and maybe I already did, is put the link for you to request to join us there. So that's 2, get into the company of masters. Number 3 is you do the work. This is such an honorable position. As a master, you come into the admission that you are a master. And what that actually means. I'll tell you what it means. And you can go off and, sit with this for yourself and find whatever is true for you in it. You were born, literally. You were born to bring forth the message that you've had all along. That is tremendous. It's a tremendous responsibility, position, and endows you with great power. When you come to know that you're a master and you recognize that this thing that you have is here to serve a specific demographic of people, you organize yourself internally, externally. And when I say organize, I mean gather your thoughts and come into this admission, okay? If you and I work together, this is precisely what I'm helping you do. You put pen to paper or voice, right? I'm an audio person, so I like to speak into my phone and record oftentimes. So you put pen to paper or you put, voice to audio. And you get clear about what is the message. What do your people need to know now? The riches that you're going to make financially and otherwise. Because money is one part, but a lot of us, even with the money, right, who have already made the money, we recognize that what we're really looking for is to have that impact with the signature thing that we have. My job is to help you to refine that message. What is it? And then to evoke within yourself and call upon the higher forces that will influence you in your movements, that will move through your voice when you come out and speak, so that you come powerfully and naturally become highly profitably. So that's number 3. Refine the voice and what the message is. What is it that you're supposed to say? And then I'll put with this number 3, you come out and you say it. How do you come out and say it? You got this format right here, right? Facebook Live. You can write if writing is your thing. It depends on, like what city, country, what's going on. Obviously, if you're in Italy, you're not going to organize an event. But, if you're somewhere where you can gather some people, maybe even bring some people to your home, do something on a local level, I'm really leveraging Facebook Live, Instagram Live. You can go live on LinkedIn now. And inboxing people, Are you looking at your people online right now? Inbox them. This is a how. Inbox them with what the message is. Invite them to a conversation. Invite them to a training. Invite them to a live stream or something that you're offering, because you have already done the work to at least begin refining your voice. So, what I want to invite you to do, if you are a master, if either you know you're a master or you highly suspect you're a master, I invite you to get in contact with me. I am available, excited and available to work privately. Okay, so this is not a group thing, right? I have my private coaching going on that has its place. However, right now, I'm really looking to work privately with those of you who are really ready to set the tone right now, because right now is seed planting time. Maybe you've already planted some seeds though. So if you've already planted seeds, it's like now's the time to perhaps water them and harvest, or perhaps it's time for you to start seriously planting some seeds. Because see, right now, it's like for a lot of people, and even just vibrationally, there's just like this, So what are you doing while that's happening? You need to be seed planting, seed planting, seed planting, seed planting. You seed plant through Facebook Lives like this. You seed plant by getting into communication in your inbox. You seed plant by posting whatever it is that you post, posting your message, posting your messages. This refined message that I'm going to help you refine from a full power place, not kind of, ooh, I can't, ooh, no. That's dead, dear. This is the new world. The new world is here. Yes, the people are, but that's just because so many people are up in arms about the newness that's here. They're up in arms about the newness that's here. Baby, listen. I have been preparing for this my whole life, and perhaps you have too. It is now time to refine your voice, plant those seeds, get into connection, and harvest richly. Richly. Now is the time. Now your harvest might be 3 days from today, depending on, right? Like if you've been seed planting, right? Your harvest could come a month from today. Nevertheless, it's time to start seeding, watering with your refined signature message. This is much larger than coronavirus or much larger than even like what's going to happen in the world over the next 90 days. This is about who you're going to be now in this new world. Oh my God. This is about who you're going to be now in this new world. You know what's going to be birthed over just like the rest of 2020? What's going to emerge? I was watching a freaking DJ from his living room in Austin, Texas over the weekend. And like that, what's going to come from that? Schools are shut down. So many parents what's happening is, and I have a nephew, so his school is out for 2 weeks. Maybe you have kids, right? And you see so many people are like, their schools are being shut down. And so what are parents doing now? They are looking for courses online. Companies are looking for courses online to provide for their staff who either can't come in or won't come in. And so what's happening is, out of necessity, newness is being created. At-home courses. People who never even thought about working from home are now being forced to consider. Remember I said earlier in this video, people are being forced to pay attention and listen like never before. Your people are being forced to pay attention and listen like never before. I will help you refine your message. I will and allow it to be disruptive. I will help you open up to the disruptive nature of your message. I mean, the value that I bring is the power. First, because we could do all the things, but if the power is not there, like the willingness, like that charge, where the permission is there for all, the allness of everything and the allness of nothing, we start there. We start with the inappropriateness, the profundity, the outrageousness of it all. Because in order for you to come out and steward, and I think what I'm getting ready to say, maybe preaching to the choir a bit, but I'm going to say it. In order for you to come out and steward as a leader, something that until very recently quite possibly would have been rejected, you must be in full power. Because you can come on camera right now and talk and, try to do your thing. But if it's not backed and has a foundation of power, nobody's hearing you. You show up with full power, clarity with your message, conviction with your message, healthy relationship with bigger money, not just money, bigger money. Move your people with your power and conviction, you will be remembered 6 months from now. Once people get out of their frantic, you will be remembered. They will pay attention to you because you are showing up like never before. And you will be the person they will come to, some now, some later. Remember, this is a long game. Some now, some later. You start planting and watering the seeds now. So that's the how. Go back and look at the video I gave you. You start with I think it's very valuable for you to go watch this video again to get it back into you. Just to recap, 1, how you get into the perspective and the reality that people are being forced, your people and all others are being forced to listen and be present like never before. The whole world is arrested. Number 2, you come to the admission that you're a master. That's something we'll talk more about. You're not going to be able to be with the words and the ways, this distinct signature words and ways for your message if you are unwilling to admit who you are. It'll be a fraudulent kind of frequency going on and leaving you out of power. So that's number 2 for the how. Number 3, you refine your message. You refine it. What exactly? Put it down on paper. What exactly? Or keep doing this to represent a phone, speaking into your phone. Get clear about what it is. Then full power. And then you bring it to the world in the different modalities that are available that I discussed in this video earlier. I invite you to get in contact with me if you are like, Naima, now is my time. And I know you are the one who I'm to work with. And we will get into the nuance and the detail of your signature message, of your power, of how you're going to market. Get clear about where you need to get into healthy relationship with money if you are not already. And bigger money. Let's get clear. This is not just about money, it's bigger money. That's my word for today. I invite you into Master Tribe, where I'll be going live every weekday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific until April 13th. More and 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 more inside of Master Tribe. So click the link with this video or go to Facebook and search for Master Tribe. Make sure you answer those questions so you and I can get to know you a tad bit more.